Hey, Dylan, let's talk about our morning routines. All right. So let's go over first what Andrew Huberman and Ben Greenfield do as part of their morning routine. And then let's talk about what we do and what we might add and have learned from each other that we could add to our morning routine. So Andrew Huberman starts with natural light exposure, going out in the sunlight within 30 minutes of waking up. And he does yoga or something for mental clarity to get focused and grounded. He does cold exposure, like a cold plunge or as cold as you can get the water, breathing exercises, and then he's always into dopamine regulation. Like he wants dopamine to motivate him naturally, but he's careful not to overstimulate dopamine. Mm-hmm. And then Ben Greenfield, he does hydration, so he drinks a lot of water with electrolytes, and then he does some kind of body movement like yoga or exercise or walking. He does gratitude journaling, nootropics and supplements, meditation and prayer, and he makes sure to have a nutrient-dense breakfast. Hey, Dylan, so what's your morning routine? What are the most important parts of your morning routine that you can't imagine not having? And then what are the less important parts?
I switched mine up probably about August. So I've been doing the same thing now for 6-7 months. And so right when I get up, it's the quick brush your teeth and I go straight to the kitchen and I start brewing up some coffee. I take all of my morning supplements too, and I have to start my day. I do it straight into the Bible, and I do at least an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. I try to read a few chapters, learn them. That soothes my mind for the day, and I don't care what's going on. I'll wake up early to make sure if I've got a schedule that day, just to accommodate that. Otherwise, I don't feel right. It just doesn't go smooth for me. Then, depending on the day, I'm either going straight downstairs and doing my cardio, which you and I have talked about. I do about 90 minutes. Or if I have meetings in the morning or podcast recordings, I'll go straight to the computer and start with that. I don't tend to eat breakfast, so to speak, in the morning. But what I do pre-cardio, I do about, a serving of Greek yogurt. And I have already put protein powder in that and strawberries. And I don't want to eat a ton before I do cardio, but that's kind of what gets me just that little boost. And then I drink a little pre-workout after the coffee, not a ton, just a little bit. And that's pretty much how I start every single day, except for the weekends. And then it's just, I sleep in a little bit longer. But other than that, it's the same kind of routine.
So I think we could make a tool out of this, like a checklist morning routine that you could think, what could I put in a morning routine? And then you've got 30 things to choose from. Okay, I want to do this. Okay, and maybe I'll add this one, because some of these also fit under the same category. Like you said, you do Bible stuff in the morning. That's kind of like a meditation. That's kind of like grounding. That's kind of like gratitude journaling, like Ben Greenfield does. That fits within that category. So I guess someone could choose any one of those things to satisfy that benefit of the morning routine. So maybe I don't know much about the Bible, but I know about meditation. So you might do Bible, I might do meditation, and we're both checking that box that we need in the morning. Did you do anything with the natural light? You either go in sunlight on purpose or stand by the window and get more bright light in your eyes and skin?
Normally what I do is because my cat likes to look out right when I get up. So I'll open the slider for her and I'll open up the blinds. So we got some light coming in. Generally, it's if I'm up early enough, especially it's just the sun's coming up, which is nice. But I do like a little bit of light in the morning. I don't like a ton of light in the morning, but my eyesight's going bad too. So I need that light to read a little bit. So, but yeah, I think it's good to definitely have some sort of light in the morning just to wake up. I think the main thing that what we're talking about here is mental clarity in the morning. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because a lot of times, especially when we get older, there's some brain fog there. And that's why something that relaxes your mind, and a nootropic too, like you had said, but something that kind of puts you at peace to start your day instead of waking up stressed, Yeah,
I think for me, the point is I need to start out my day proactive instead of reactive. Yes. Because as soon as I go reactive, it's hard for me to get back to being proactive. So I make the mistake of getting up and checking urgent messages. And I'll go through and I'll sweep okay, what's emergency? There's always some emergencies because I have 3 daughters. I have a girlfriend. Some girl always has some emergency, and then there's always some influencer emergency or something. So it's like I feel like I have to do those first thing in the morning, but then I'm in reactive mode.
Right.
And I also, if I wake up too late, if I wake up after 10 a.m., I feel like, oh, I lost my opportunity to do anything proactive. I'm going to have to be reactive the entire day. But if I wake up at 7 a.m., I'm like, all right, I have a few hours. I can be proactive and get some things done that I need to get done. Nobody else is going to ask me to do it. I have to proactively do it. And those are, for me, the best to do first thing in the morning. And I have to take nootropics because I have like this anxious energy and I need to like focus it. And my brain also has these huge spikes of dopamine and then these crashes, and I need to level that out. So everybody has a different nootropic regimen that works better for them. Like I have more like that anxious energy. Someone else might lack energy. They might need to take like a stimulant to get energy. So where are you on the spectrum? Like if you're going to take a brain supplement in the morning, what kind of brain supplement are you going to take and why?
You know what? The honestly, because I didn't start drinking coffee until it's been about it's just a little over a year. I started to do the coffee, and I switched to it because I was abusing pre-workouts, and like you could feel it, and like my kidney numbers were bad. My stomach was like in knots a lot. You know, if you take too much because there's so much stuff filled in there, caffeine is really good for focus. And for me, that's really nice. Now, I kind of, I'm a big believer with nootropics, either switching up what you're doing, what you're taking, or cycling them, because you do tend to get a little bit, used to them. Your body does. And I do like to switch and cycle off and on. So I do implement those. Like I go like about 6 weeks on one, and then I take a few weeks off and either do the same one or jump on a different one. But I feel like
the energy drinks, were you drinking them at times other than pre-workout and also like you're taking pre-workout for energy during the day?
Oh yeah. You know what it was? You remember the C4 on the goes? Like the pre-made one. Oh my gosh, dude. I'd wake up, start sipping on one because they taste good on top of it. So I was addicted to the taste as well as the feeling. So I was having those on auto ship from Amazon every couple of weeks and drinking those like 2 a day, and then having a pre-workout before my workout and then drinking some more later. So it was bad.
So how about with the coffee now? You feel like, because if I drink more and more coffee at the beginning, it feels great. But then like I feel this baseline anxiety start increasing from coffee that, and then when I try for other nootropics, I try not to increase the anxiety. So like 1 cup of coffee and just every day keeping a little bit is like synergistic with things. And as I start to drink more, it's all of a sudden I pass this point where I just get a lot of anxiety.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It took me a while to figure that out. I was doing like 4 and 5 cups a day throughout the day, and I was getting that anxiety at night and started to have, because I, had a history of kind of having panic attacks. And what I started to do now was have the 1 in the morning, possibly 1 later, but never more than 2. 2 is like my max, and I cut it off at that. But, you have to kind of find your balance, like with anything else, and see how your body works. But I'm with you on the anxiety. I don't like that feeling. And, I learned pretty quickly to stop that,
Did you ever try nicotine?
I did, like when I was really young. But it's just not for me at all. I mean, I used marijuana since I was like 11 or 12. I just now kind of toned it down, and kind of stopped it. And it's helped me to not have the anxiety, because it does bring on anxiety. I think from so long of using it. And so that's helped not using it nearly as much, but,
the anxiety you get from the herb, is it like after you come off it is almost like a withdrawal of rebound anxiety? It's not while you're on it, right?
No, sometimes it would be while I was on it. And I think it's just because I smoked so long and so much. And a lot of times when I smoke, it's at night when I'm winding down, and that's when you kind of want to decompress and you don't want a lot on your mind. And that's when, so it does 2 things to me. It makes me very creative, and I will like absorb information really well, but then it also makes me overthink. And then I'll start thinking too much, that kind of paranoid feeling, and so I don't, it's a fine line with me, I think. And you and I both are the type where our minds are always going for something, right? So
Yeah. I think I notice a correlation that most of the anxiety seems to come from the sativa strains or the paranoia or thing. So, but then like the drawback is the indica could make you sleepy, but then make you paranoid. So it's like the side effect of the indica is the sleepiness, and the side effect of the sativa could be the paranoia, overthinking. Yeah.
I stopped smoking sativas many years ago because they are just straight anxiety in a thing for me, man. So I did stop that. I've got a deep, long history of like study and knowledge into that we could talk about forever. So yeah, you're 100% correct. It is definitely that way. I smoke heavy indicas when I smoke, and they do put me down.
Yeah.
It's a fun.
So, okay, what else for the morning routine? You got your physical, you got your cardio. And when you do cardio in the morning, is it for fat burning? Is it for health? Is it just for mental performance? Is it for everything? What's the purpose?
It is simply just a part of me now. And it's like I've been doing it so long. So I'm 42 years old, and I've been doing this type of cardio since my earlier 20s. And honestly, like I do look forward to it, except for the days where my legs are just shot. But that's my like alone time where I get to watch TV, which I never get to do. I watch all my sports stuff and everything, and it's just what I do. And if I don't do it, I'm just not right. I don't have a great attitude. You know what it is too, Tony? It's like no matter how many times you do it, when you do it as hard as I do it and as long, you always feel like you're accomplishing something. So it does help me. Like I accomplished something really good right now. And you would think I would get off of that and be extremely tired, which I kind of am. But I have to go shower because I sweat so much. And then I'm just like ready to go. But I never do that post workout. It's always pre-workout. I'm a firm believer in not doing that type of cardio post workout.
Yes, because it could impair your recovery, and that's like an anabolic window, and your body's going catabolic. So when you do cardio, you said you go hard. Do you need to go hard in order to have that feeling that you had a sense of accomplishment? Like, is it the going the hard part of it, or just checking the box that you did cardio that gives you a feeling of sense of accomplishment?
So I would say two things. I keep a calorie count. I'm very obsessive with like I track food calories in. I track monitor all my calories burnt throughout the day. So that's one thing that I'm on. And that's kind of a mental thing, I think, because I always eat in a deficit. So yet I still manage to put size on when I want to. But the other thing is like, I feel like if I'm not going hard enough, I'm not really getting anything out of it, which I know is not true, but that's something that I tell myself.
Well, it's like if you're going to do something, you might as well do it well. Like you're already putting in the time, just adding that extra 10% effort. Yeah, I see that for sure. I need to do my morning cardio, but I just haven't found a morning cardio that I really love.
Yeah.
Like I guess if I live near, not too far from the beach. So let's say I was walking distance to the beach and I woke up before it was too hot. I think like jogging by the beach might be a fun morning cardio. I have a hard time like waking up and doing a treadmill in the house or something like that. But maybe I should. Maybe that's what I need to do, and it needs to become a habit. And then when you feel that dopamine, the endorphins from it, and then you like it and you want to keep doing it. So I guess I just need to break through that barrier of just doing it and training my body to like it.
You know what? Okay, so I'll compare it to your diet. So I am like, and I've told you this before, how structured I am, right? So it's like same time, same thing every day. And when I want to make a change, it makes it difficult. You know what I mean? You have to force yourself to do it a few days, and then you go, oh shit, like what? This is easy. But you have to like get over it. It's all mental. It really truly is, because it's certainly not physical, because you could easily do it just like, with changing your diet. It's all mental. Nothing's stopping you, but you have to like have the desire to do it and force yourself to do it. And then how do you develop any habit? You have to keep doing it a few times. You know what I mean? And then you find like, oh shit, like I can't go without this.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I need to do to start. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think what I'll do is maybe I'll break these down into columns and have like a checklist, and like it's like you could take one thing from this column for the morning routine, one thing from this column, like in the hydration column, we could say just drink plain water or drink water with sea salt and electrolytes or something, or green tea, or like there's a lot of different choices. And so we could have like make sure we check all the boxes of the different things we should have in the morning routine, but there can be variety, which each one of those things. I've never seen someone put a chart like that together, and I think that would be really helpful for me. I put it on the refrigerator, like, all right, tomorrow I'm going to do this,
Yeah.
see what
I
feels
think
right.
so like a mental clarity like section, then like a supplement section, something like that, a physical section. I think and put there's plenty of options. It's not I don't like cookie cutter stuff where you got to do this or this. It's all every diet has options. I mean, your whole life is an option, but
Yeah.
it does need to have a category, to select
Yeah.
from that would be most beneficial to you, right?
And we'll call the meditation, Bible, grounding, gratitude journaling. We'll call that like spiritual, even though it's not like exactly spiritual, but it's more like philosophical and grounding. But still, I think it kind of mental, physical, spiritual. So it kind of fits into these three categories also: mental, physical, spiritual, then break down into each. Yeah, I'll make some kind of tree. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll work on that.
And then like even nutritional, it could be you might be fasting at that time, or it might be protein breakfast or something like that. And everybody's got. I think that too is it's kind of should be suitable to your goal and your wants and needs at that time. Some people like to have like a heavier fiber protein breakfast, so they're eating less throughout the day. Some people like to fast. I mean, so there's nutritional options depending on the individual.
Yeah, that's a good one. I added that too. Yeah, good. Okay. These are the categories. All right, cool. I'll write this will be my homework assignment. I'll write this up so we both have it. Okay.
Yeah, definitely, man. I love
All
it.
right.
Love it.
That concludes our morning routine discussion.